What up, you guys? So here we are. We're gonna be doing some work on this bike, like I said in the little intro blurb there. The deal with these bars, so I didn't even want to run these bars. I just actually own them already. I just really wanted to run these bar ends. And these bar ends, they go inside of the bar and they require you to have like thin walled bars like so. And the bars I was running on there, those gold bars you might remember, they just didn't accept them quite right. So I threw these on there, but they're shorter than I want, like lengthwise, they're lower than I want. I'm just never been a really big fan of them. And then one of the bar ends, actually the inner part of it broke off and fell down in the bar, which was a good excuse for me to go ahead and spend some money and get some new bars. So today I'm gonna be putting on some new bars, and those bars are these bad boys. Just something a little bit more serious, more aggressive for my off-roading. I think they look tough. I'm gonna run that little top pad on them. These are the Wyndham RM Mid. I was gonna ride or rock the CR highs, but these seem like just an overall better setup in the dimensions that I like for the kind of riding I'm doing. I went down to Cycle Gear in Morrow-ish, Forest Park, whatever, South Atlanta, Cycle Gear, and picked them up for, it says 70 bucks, which Roseville had them for about 60 bucks, but you know, support local, go in and see your store, you know. I know they're like the same company now, but supporting the store and getting them same day was pretty cool. I want to go ahead and rock some super serious grips, just something like really aggressive with the whole bike theme. So just to kind of make everything look really tough and hardcore, I am going to rock these bad boys. All right, so the hardcore thing was a joke, but I'm for sure seriously going to rock these pink grips. I think the pink grips with the green paint and the yellow little accents on the Protaper bars is going to be pretty tough. So I'm going to get into it now. I already took out some of the bolts, but I decided that I was going to show you guys how to do that, just in case you want to switch the bars on your motorcycle, specifically your Versys. I can kind of talk you through it. So what you want to do is there's two bolts in this control, 1 and 2. There's like little screws. You take those out. It's the same on the back of the other one. And then you got 4 Allen bolts for these guys. 1 is already out there, 1 there, and then 2 there. You're going to pull those out and everything comes off the bars. And then 4 here, these little covers just pop out. And you got 4 bolts of those. Take those out, everything's apart, and then you reassemble. So we're gonna kick some little movie magic here. I'm gonna go ahead and take all that apart, and we'll be right back. All right, so everything off on this end. That's obviously off. This will just slide on off. So bar is free. Top clamp is just stuck on there. But that's pretty much it for the disassembly. I'm gonna wedge that, pop that bad boy off. That's what it looks like all taken apart. Well, I'm gonna get cracking on getting that bad boy all opened up, and let's get it all mounted. For one, we're just gonna secure these 4 bolts just so I can take a peek at it, kind of give you a look at it. So let's check that out right now. And they're on there. So the height is going to be really good. I'm pumped on that. And this is just the mid bar. So like I got to really drive home the point of just not going with what sounds right and kind of picking up, like getting your hands on the parts to really try them out. If you have a local Cycle Gear or a place like that, I would highly advise you go check them out versus just buying online. I was going to buy the same version of this bar, but the high version, which would have probably been ridiculously high. I also looked at like ATV bars, which had like a really like aggressive sweep. And it just wouldn't have worked out. This is going to be perfect for me. Like I said, they were 70 bucks at my local Cycle Gear, so I spent like $7 more to have them instantly, which I'd have probably spent in like shipping from an online store anyway. So should work out pretty well. I'm going to button it all up now. Basically same thing. You're just going to reinsert all the screws you took out. It's pretty straightforward. Let's do it. Boom. All right. So it's all buttoned up. Took me forever to get this position just the way I wanted it, just because it's right up on that clamp. So just fair warning, if you are going to install these on a Versys, this will not have a gap between it. That is right up on there. I cannot rotate that at all. I had to force the foam up and then like spin it to kind of get the Protaper to be right where I wanted it to be, but throttle's working nicely. The grip's still a little looby, has to dry up, so it'll be like nice and tacky on there. That one's still pretty loose, but everything is good. Let's go around and get on this bad boy. So yeah, that's going to be the cockpit now. I like it. This is going to put my hands a lot higher. I'm stoked on how much clearance there is here. My old one's kind of rode. You can kind of see where there's like a little imperfection there from them tapping at full turn. But this clears completely, both ways, no touching. It's going to be great. I think off-road is going to be awesome because I can just stand up on it like so. And I'm like not even really extending my arms very much versus like having to lean on the other ones. Every time I say Versys, I kind of laugh. But yeah, Versys, the last bar setup, I had to kind of lean forward really far to ride off-road standing up. But this should make it way more comfortable. When I am pulling wheelies, it'll be like a little bit more comfortable. Just kind of lean into it, you know. Plus, just on the highway, just having my arms up a little higher, it's going to be nice. Way less strain on my wrist. And ultimately, it's really just a looks thing. I think it just looks dope. I've never actually ran this on there. I would just leave the top bar exposed, but I think I'm going to keep it on there. It's cool. I'm going to see if my Ram mount will fit there. I think it still will. If not, this may have to go so that I can get some more bar room or try to clamp it down in there or something. But as it stands, this is the setup. I'm pretty pumped on it. I've got no other mods really planned for the bike. This is kind of all I had going on. I just got stuck trying to get off. But I'm pumped on it. I think it looks good. The only real thing I've kind of loosely considered doing would be putting like a little charging cable on it so I don't have to use my battery pack, but that's kind of like unnecessary really. I'll just throw the battery pack in the tank bag, so probably not going to happen. But anyway, let's cut to a little clip of me actually riding the bike so you can see it in action, and then we'll just close this bad boy out. So let's do it. All right, so here we are. This is it, all set up in all of its glory. I want to have a little disclaimer just in case, but my normal filming setup, I'm doing a little bit of work on it, so I couldn't actually use it. So I'm using an old helmet, an old GoPro, a random microphone I found in a drawer, and just not my normal setup. So if this sounds bad or looks weird, I apologize in advance. But I figured for something this quick, it wouldn't really be that big of a deal. So this is it. I got the throttle working nice and good. Bit pad on there looking nice. My Ram mount actually fit. I still got to put the burger back on, but this is the setup. It feels really good, honestly. Really good. Like, it gave me the perfect bit of extra height. My arms are nice and wide like I want. I just feel like I'm in like proper hooligan mode now, when before the other bar was kind of short and felt more like sport bikey. This feels more in line with what I want to be doing with the bike. So I think I'm gonna have a really good time with it. I'm glad I filmed the exact name and model on this bar because I highly recommend it. I will be putting it on more bikes for sure. I was looking for the silver one because I think it'll just look better on this bike. So, or not the silver one of this, but a silver bar in general. Just so it kind of matches the swing arm and like a couple other bits on the bike that are just silver. So, at some point, like no time soon because I just bought this one, but at some point I'm going to buy the same exact bar in that silver color. I'm really happy with it. That's all I gotta say, honestly. I'm stoked on the mod. Everything worked out really smooth and easy. I couldn't be happier. But that's it for this one. If you have any questions about like the install of the bar in general or anything at all, or how any of the controls go on or off, I know I didn't film like the actual, like me removing screws and putting things back in. If you're trying to do this and anything seems weird or difficult and you need help, just shoot me a message. I'd rather have a conversation with you than try to have my camera all set up to film every little bit of the switch out. But that's it for this one. Like I said, if you need anything, just drop it in the comments. If you like this video, please hit thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please hit subscribe because I super appreciate every subscriber I get. But y'all have a good rest of your day, all right? I will see you on the next one. Peace.